Alright guys, so we got the Kfx90. We're going to do a little bit of work to it for the next race, which is coming up just this weekend. So what we want to do is change the gear ratio. So we got the front sprocket right there. Rear sprocket is right here. And clean everything up, make things look like new again. But as you can see here, this should be a pretty easy job to remove this sprocket. We should be able to loosen the chain up. You got a bolt here, and then one down here and one on this side by the chain adjuster. So once we loosen this chain up real loose, should be able to pop it right off, and then take those two, let's get you down here, those two bolts to remove the actual washer, and the sprocket should slide right off. So what we're going to do is we are gearing this thing up. We're going to put a 17 tooth on the front, which is known to be, I guess, what you want to do for top speed. We're going to lose a little bit at bottom. I have an idea for that too, but I don't think the parts are going to be in time for this weekend. But that is what's the problem so far with this quad, is that the acceleration is pretty good. She gets everybody out of the hole, but the top end is just not quite there. So we're going to change the gear ratio up and see if we can't get a little more top speed. Alright guys, so we got this one cleaned up. Here's the part number on it. That's the factory one, OEM 16 tooth. And here is the JT 17 tooth. When you're doing this, replacing these, make sure that you're getting the correct one. You might have to get some measurements from here to here. You know, make sure it's the same spline. And you have these two bolt holes, which are the same, but this should work on the Kfx90, I think Kfx50, DVX90, and then the Kymco Mongoose 90. So this is being a 17 tooth. It's going to give us a little more top end speed, hopefully, and then, which again, we'll lose the bottom end, but we're looking for a little more top speed just to see what it'll do at the next race. The problem though, I did notice, if you're just changing the front sprocket, is that the chain, at least our chain's basically brand spanking new, and there wasn't much slop in it at all. If you're changing this and you're getting one tooth bigger, you might not have enough chain slack to install this using the factory chain. So you might have to get another chain and make it, cut it and custom make it for the length with this bigger sprocket. For us, what we're doing is we're actually getting this sprocket put on, and then it didn't come in yet, but we're waiting for another rear sprocket, so hopefully it'll all mount up and we don't have to change the chain. But either way, let's slap this thing back on there. Alright, so we have this new sprocket we're going to put on. So you line the splines up just like so. What we're doing is we're actually not putting the chain on, because we have to change this chain out. And right here, each chain should have its own master link, which ours is right here. So if we have to, we can pop that master link out and remove the chain. But I'm hoping we'll be able to remove this axle and the sprocket without having to actually take this chain apart. Showing you how to get this on here. Yeah, see, it's just gonna spin. So you put the chain on and have a buddy hold the rear brake. That'll help you so it won't move as all. Let's see if it'll fit on there. I kind of doubt it, but yeah, that's pretty. It might, but it's going to be tight, so we're not even going to try it. We'll leave it off and then get this rear sprocket changed out. All right, it's time to throw this thing back in here. We have to add a little bit of grease on the seals so when you're putting the axle back in, it'll slide in nice and smoothly without damaging anything. We're lining up the sprocket with the chain. There's lots of slack, so we're gonna be good to go when we're adjusting this. Also, when you're putting this axle back in, just clean it up. This thing's basically brand new, so didn't need a whole lot of cleaning, but just clean it up because the splines should line up and just slides right in. You do not need to hammer this thing with a hammer or anything like that. It should just slide right on in there. And when you're sliding it in, you'll see that the axle has the 3 mounting bolts for the sprocket. So when you're putting it in, kind of turn it a little bit and line those holes up, then you can put those 3 bolts back in. What a weird design. These collars are kind of with the hub is what holds this rear end together. It works, weird, but it works. Wheels back on, everything's looking good. We're gonna torque all this once it's down on the ground, but everything is looking just fine and dandy. Torque the wheels and everything like that. So excited to see if we can get any more top speed out of it and how much this gear ratio changed the acceleration too. So all right, let's get the test done. That's it. That's it. You need a bigger one. It's too small for you. How'd it feel?
That was way faster than it was before.
Way faster?
Well, it felt way faster. Like whenever I went for the first time, I got.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
It was a little bit scary because the feeling, I know that I probably couldn't do bring the top end up, but it kind of felt.
So it did feel faster.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we'll have to check it out at the track and actually do some times. Yeah. All right. Jaylin, what do we say at the end of the videos? Nobody knows what we say at the end of the videos?
Oh boy.
There it is.